Hi, Stacy here with Limelight AZ. Remove my skin brush. So big lesson learned this week. As I mentioned in one of my recent videos, pain has come back, which really surprised me, and I was not very excited about. And I think there was a couple of factors that played into that. First of all, the biggest one being that I wasn't detoxing on my non-sting days. Non-sting days, you're supposed to detox. And I haven't been doing that in like 3 weeks. Babies are unhappy, by the way. I haven't been doing that in like 3 weeks because I didn't think I was herxing. And in fact, I had started to get kind of concerned because I'm like, why am I not killing off the bacteria? Is the bee venom not working? Doubt starts creeping in, maybe it's not working like it's supposed to. Maybe it's not going to work on me, any number of things. And then one day I woke up going, I'm a little achy this morning. And then the next day I woke up, I'm like, I'm a little more achy this morning. And then at this point, it's been a week and a half, and I am back to where I used to be. I hurt when I wake up. In fact, I'll show you in this clip next is me trying to just shift my pillow. And I think I'll wait for the rest of this video until the babies are done screaming at each other. But in this next clip is me trying to shift my pillow, and when I'm hurting, that's what happens. So there you go. Anyways, so that was this morning, me trying to readjust my pillow, trying to pull it and get it put under my head. And actually, I had started the video after I'd already done most of the work. But mornings like this morning, they just are emotional. I think Nissa is having a bad day. She apparently is very clingy and wants more food, even though her belly feels very, very, very full. Anyways, so, but this morning, every morning when I wake up in such pain, it's just like I can barely move. To get flipped from one side to the next, it takes me a good 2 minutes. I think I'm going to have to pause this until she's done. Okay, I think it's safe. Anyways, so to get flipped over from one side to the next when I'm hurting as bad as I was this morning, it takes me a good 2 minutes. If not longer. I honestly don't know. It's not like I count. Everything from the constant pain that I'm experiencing, which has resurfaced, which is just this constant ache and almost a burning sensation in my hands and arms especially, to the joint pain. My knees, of course, have been giving me a lot of trouble over the last several weeks. My left knee more recent, but my right knee has been pretty much useless, except for turning me over in bed. But to do that, it hurts, and putting pressure on my knee. And then when I have to use the bedpan, that puts pressure on my knee. And so there's the body ache from the joint issues, and then there's the body ache like what I'm experiencing now, which is just this burning, achy sensation in all of my hand and wrist and arm area. And that stinks. That had pretty much gone away, and it made a huge difference in how I was feeling. Now I'm tired again. I don't know. Maybe that's just another symptom of having let the toxins build up. So I learned my lesson that even when it doesn't appear that I'm herxing, detoxing is a pretty big deal. Because if you don't, then one day you wake up going, I don't feel as good as I've been feeling. And you let it go a couple more days until you figure out this is not going away. This was not just a fluke of the one day. This is like back to where we were before. So detox, 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 even if you don't think you need to detox. I cannot stress that enough. If this video helps anybody avoid the same thing that I did, detox, 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 even when you think you don't need to detox. So hopefully in the very near future, we will be back on par with feeling a little bit better. Because there's a big difference. I mean, even just a little bit more symptomatic, even being just a little bit more symptomatic makes a huge difference in how you feel. So now I have, I used my sauna blanket kind of this morning because it's so hard for me to get out of bed, and especially with me hurting as badly as I am right now, we decided just to use it over me and see if that helps. And it sure felt good while I was in it. So I don't know that that it's going to be helpful because I wasn't that sweaty. But the other thing that I realized is I had mentioned in a recent video that we had like this water resistant thing underneath the mattress that my husband was going to put back on. And he did that last night before we went to bed. And I realized this morning that I think it helps me to slowly sweat all night because it's kind of got this plasticky feel to it that doesn't breathe very well. So when your skin is laying against it, even with the sheet there, you kind of sweat a little bit. So I'm wondering if maybe that was part of the reason why I wasn't detoxing the last couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had it on here. And that having it on there helps to keep me sweating, not profusely, but enough so just like the slow sweat that was helping to detox my body that I didn't realize. The other thing is that for a while I was drinking like a lot of lemonade with stevia, and I was doing that because it was like I love the taste of lemonade, and it seemed to be one of the only things I could get my hands on and feel absolutely guiltless for. Stevia actually kills the Lyme bacteria. Doesn't go much past the stomach, but it does help combat the Lyme. And then of course the lemon and the water will help flush your system. But I had suspected around the time that I had the cold that it was causing my stomach to be irritated. So I really let up on it. I've had it once or twice since then. And so I think that partially is contributing to me not detoxing as well. So I am trying it again today. Hopefully my stomach holds up better. I think I'm going to try drinking it around the time that, or in between the time that I take my vitamin C. I think trying to take it with the vitamin C is too much for my stomach. It's too acidic. So I'm going to try taking it in between. And I also wanted to mention I purchased last week a 23andMe DNA swab thing, or not swab, spit vial thing to send in to have them look at it. I only bought the Ancestry one because I know I can take the raw data and plug it into a different website and get more information on the medical side. I actually bought it for the medical side of stuff, but it's just had me thinking a lot about, like, I don't know much about my dad's side for Ancestry. And so, I mean, there's just this big mystery there. Plus, I don't know much about my mom's side either, even though I have an uncle that does genealogy. So at some point when I'm feeling better, I may actually go over and try to sit with him and listen to him about the genealogy. Because the older I'm getting, the more fascinated I'm getting by family history. So I think it'll be fun to get the results. It's going to be a long 6 to 8 weeks. But I am going to do a video of both the Ancestry portion as well as the medical portion so that I can share on here. But The big thing I'm looking for in that is the MTHFR gene mutation, or any of them. Apparently there are multiple ones. So I'm looking for any gene mutations to see if my body responds better to some things versus other things. What else? There was something else I wanted to mention. I don't know. Shoot, I hate it when that happens. I'm going to pause it and see if I can remember. I think the only other thing I wanted to mention was changing my diet considerably. My stomach had been getting pretty upset every time I would eat. It didn't seem to matter much about what I ate, with the exception of fruit. Fruit seemed to be the only thing that I could put on my stomach and it not get upset after I was done eating. So I pretty much brought my diet down to only fruit. I know that that's bad on the one side because of the sugar feeding the bacteria, but it's that or I don't eat. Plus, I think the bee venom is doing a really good job of killing the bacteria. So, whatever. I am trying to have like one regular meal at least throughout the day in addition to the fruit that I'm eating, but it's helped my stomach considerably so far. I've been doing it for 36 hours or so. Anyways, it's beautiful here in Arizona today. I am an Arizona native. I was born and raised here, and I moved away to Wisconsin for about 4 years, and then came back here just recently. And it's all overcast and nice out, and it looks like it might try to rain. And I wish I could go outside. Desert rain smells so good, and I might try to see if my husband is willing to open up our windows so that I can get some of the air in here. So I hope everybody is doing well, and I guess that's about it. Bye. Oh, I remember. I kicked myself off Facebook again because I've been hurting so bad in the mornings. When I'm hurting that bad, I just don't have the patience for Facebook stuff. Not that I get into a lot of disagreements on Facebook anymore, but it's just too much work. And so for anybody from Facebook that stopped in, thank you, and love you all. Bye.